Hello, it's Baz with
me,
Rebby. So we're cooking something complicated. Whenever Reb is involved, we're cooking something complicated. They're the ingredients. Welcome to another episode of The Everyday Vegan. So what are we making today, Reb?
Pulled jackfruit baps.
It's quite an easy recipe once you got all the ingredients. That's probably going to be the most difficult part to find jackfruit, etc. But we have lots of sort of Asian supermarkets around here, which are awesome. And I've done a video once with my friend Miles, and we showed you the nearest spice land. And they have all this stuff. And there's lots there. For those of you guys in Norwich, there's loads of these shops on Magdalen Street. So please just look around. It's not expensive either. So these are the ingredients. I have a wonderful camera assistant today, so I can be in the video. There we are.
Thank you.
So there's two parts to this recipe. One is the actual jackfruit, and one is the red cabbage slaw that you can make to put on it. So for the red cabbage slaw, you need red cabbage. Surprise, surprise. And you need an apple. And you need, what are these called?
Cloves.
Cloves. You need cloves, and you need a bay leaf, or like a tiny bit of bay leaf, because last time I used too much. And you can use a little bit of vinegar if you want. For the jackfruit, you don't actually need a lot, but a lot of these ingredients are optional, so don't feel like you have to have everything. What you definitely need, however, is jackfruit. This one is tinned jackfruit in water. You don't want to get this stuff in syrup because that's a dessert. So in water, green jackfruit if you can. Your favorite brand of barbecue sauce. I used Tesco this time. Last time I made this, I used a more expensive one, which was also nice, which is Jerk barbecue sauce by Ancona, which was really nice, but it's very spicy. So this time we wanted to make a more mild version of it. Your selection of spices, again, this is optional. I like a bit of chili. I like paprika, salt and pepper is probably not optional. You'll need a bit of that, and agave nectar if it's not sweet enough for you. You can also use a sweet barbecue sauce. You've got the Heinz
Sticky barbecue.
Yeah, that's really, really nice.
Yep.
Then you need onions if you like them. You don't have to have onions. I really like onions. And then a bit of garlic, a bit of ginger for the main jackfruit recipe. And you want vegetables cubes, because when you cook the jackfruit down and you want to put some more water in it, put vegetable stock in it because it makes it more flavorsome. And then of course baps for the baps.
Hello!
So whilst you can of course cut your onions however you want, I prefer these sort of rings. So when you cook them, they come apart nicely like that, because that makes it a little bit stringy for later on. Because the idea of this recipe, of course, is a copy of pulled pork, but the vegan version.
The vegan. Right, we've just chopped up all the onions and broken them into nice rings, and then you can start sautéing them in some oil.
Is that what it's called, sautéing?
Yeah.
I just usually say cooking.
Well, I've got onion eye.
Ah, she's crying. Don't cry.
Right, let's get going. Go.
And then just cook them with the lid on for a little while you prepare the jackfruit. So Reb's just stirring the onions because they smell amazing.
Really
Look
nice.
impressed.
Smells good.
And now we've chopped up the ginger over here, fresh ginger. It doesn't matter how small you cut this because it's going to cook down anyway. And then Reb is crushing the garlic, which self-proclaimed favorite thing in the world. Do it. Go for it.
Get the flat of the knife, the heel of your hand. Crush it. It's so satisfying. And then you can chop it easier.
And it's better for you, apparently.
Yeah.
If anybody knows the technical reason why it's better for you, please tell us in the comments, because we couldn't be bothered looking it up. There we are. Trichodicophobia warning. So this is what green jackfruit looks like, people. It's a little bit soft. Does it smell? Doesn't actually smell of anything. You just drain it, so you can use the lid if you like, and just drain it off. It's just water, really. And we're using 2 cans for this. Last time I used 2 cans, I made tons of it. So this is easily going to feed us 3. Dan's here as well, but he's entertaining the cat. Well, actually, he's not, because the cat's there. Now I'm just going to cut this up on another chopping board into smaller pieces and sort of stripey, but you'll see that in a minute. This is how I do it. I don't know if there's a better technique or whatever, but I just sort of cut them up into lengthy stripes like this. Yeah, you can leave some bigger chunks if you really want to, but what you really want in the end is that it sort of folds apart like pulled pork would do. So the smaller you make the pieces, the less long you have to cook it in the end. So come have a look at these onions because they look amazing. They're starting to brown a little bit. And then I've cut this into just, as I said, lots of stripes. It doesn't matter if it folds apart already because that's the whole point of it later on. So you just add that to the pan. And then just stir that under for a moment. Just making some stock, about half a litre or so, just ready for later on.
We've got our barbecue sauce. We're using the whole thing, which I was surprised at.
This is the exciting bit.
Yeah. Should get in. A whole lot of barbecue.
Yep, stir it under.
Just to get the last bits of barbecue sauce out, we've mixed it with some water.
Giving it a good shake. And that should actually be enough liquid to begin with. And now we need to let that cook. Well, last time I did it was about an hour and a half. So we're probably going to go for 2 hours to make it even softer. And we're not going to put the spices in, so the ginger or the garlic, until later on. So this is about half an hour in. Does it smell awesome?
Yes.
So we're going to add some stuff to it. What are we going to add? Some spices.
Some sugar and the garlic and ginger from earlier.
Go for it.
Like it looks great.
Get in touch with your spices. There's the ginger and lots of garlic. And a sprinkling of sugar. We're using white cast, so you can use brown. A bit more. And a little bit of paprika. And now, if you can even see anything still, I'm gonna mix that through and then we're gonna let it cook for probably another hour or so. So this is about the consistency that you wanted in terms of moisture when you serve it. So in order for it to cook some more, we wanna put some stock in, not too much. And then we put a lid on, but we'll leave it slightly open so that it can simmer down. It has been an hour and a half almost, and I'm in the preparation stages for the red cabbage. But there's Red. Hey Red.
Hello.
And we need some salt. We've just tasted it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, about a teaspoon for the whole thing.
About a teaspoon for the whole thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna trust Reb. Reb's the chef. Looks good and it smells really yummy.
It does.
So this is the red cabbage stage. Just put a pot on 3/4 heat and then use the juice from the red cabbage and just put a little bit of moisture in the bottom of the pot. Try not to get much of the red cabbage because this is mainly for the apples. And then just put 1 chopped up apple in the bottom like that. And just let that simmer for a little while so the apple goes nice and soft. At this point I would also put a little bit of sugar into it. Alternatively, if you don't like sugar, you can use a bit of agave nectar. Probably the healthier option, to be honest. And then we're gonna let that simmer maybe with... Last time I used too many, so I'm probably only gonna use 2 cloves this time.
Yeah, cloves are very fragrant.
Very overpowering sometimes.
Yeah.
So you can see it's simmering. This is the stage at which I add the red cabbage. So we've just drained off some of the moisture. Well, all of it really, because there's enough liquid in there. So you want to add all of that and then just put the lid back on and let it simmer. That's nice. This is nicely bubbling. So we're now at the stage where we're just trying to reduce it down because it's starting to get soft enough to be super yummy. Are you excited?
Very excited.
Just a little selfie update. You're not in the light. There we are. Hey. So what we're gonna say, we didn't actually end up using the chili because the barbecue sauce is quite spicy already.
Yeah.
We tested it and it's quite nice, but Dan decreed that we needed more salt, so we put more salt in it. We also didn't use the vinegar because we didn't need it.
Yeah, the barbecue sauce was quite vinegary. So.
Let me know in the comments, by the way, if you use other barbecue sauce and one of them is like totally amazing, then let me know. What was the one called that you use?
Heinz sticky barbecue. That's a good one.
We have that with chips every Monday. I mean,
no, we don't.
No, we
We're
don't.
so healthy.
We don't. Yeah, we don't eat any chips. Definitely not every Monday. Pff, who does that? That's really weird. I'm gonna show you what we're up to. We've got about 20 minutes or so left. That's in the last few minutes, and then in here, that's nicely simmering. You can't really tell that there's apple in it anymore, which is awesome. Rebby!
Hello!
We're done!
So hungry.
I'm starving. It's been just over 2 hours, most of which we spent watching television.
Fully worth the wait.
Definitely worth the wait. Look at this. Are you excited?
Yes.
So I hope you guys can see that a little bit. The apple is completely gone, or at least it's taken on the color of the red cabbage.
Yeah.
And this stuff here has gone a certain consistency that tells you that it's ready to be
Really
served.
good. Serving time.
So the way that I like to serve it is just to take a little bit of this. There we are. So we're using white and whole wheel Baps, and then take a little bit of red cabbage and just pop it on the top of it. Like that.
Looks lovely.
That's number 1. He's adding some finishing touches to this.
Some
Look at it.
mustard.
Looks amazing. There's Dan. Hey Dan. Dan's been keeping the cat quiet. That's my portion. We're gonna enjoy this now. Dan, you need to take the first bite and be our guinea pig. And it's horrible.
No, it's lovely.
Red?
It's so good. It's really nice and barbecuey and tangy.
One last view of all the food. Alright guys, that's it. There it is. Nom 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 nom. Thank you so much for watching. Please follow along the recipe. Let us know how you got on in the comments.
It's so delicious. It takes a bit of time, but it's definitely worth it.
And you can do other stuff.
Probably freeze it if you make a big batch.
Or just eat it all in one
Eat it
go.
all in one go.
Thanks for subscribing and liking and getting in touch and cooking along. If you have any suggestions to change the recipe, as always, let me know. And until then, bye!
Bye!